I'm Arnie Tacderan, personal trainer and co-founder of Sunset HQ. Let's start with the gym owner one. I guess it kind of started in a group chat during COVID, and we were just kind of sick of hopping around different gyms. It's definitely, especially during that time when it was kind of weird and people were kind of, I don't gotta say anymore. But yeah, basically it started from a group chat. I scribbled a picture together. I didn't think this was gonna go through, but we decided to go through with it. No business plan, no projections, no expectations, just freestyled it because we just wanted to have our own gym. Personal trainer, I've always been a part of like athletics, working out since I was 15. Started working out when I was 15, was always at the gym. Honestly, I was a jock. And then when I was graduating out of high school in grade 12, I was voted, what was that, most likely to live at the gym. And I mean, this couldn't be any further away from the truth, right? So yeah, this is like, when I first went into personal training, I had a misconception about the people I was gonna train, you know what I mean? Growing up, being in high school, I always thought like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get people jacked and huge, and that wasn't really the case. I worked with a lot of different people, and then I realized it was more than just about helping people change how they looked, but more so how they feel, and how they felt after workout, and felt after training, and felt after they seen the results that I helped them achieve. I always kind of saw myself going towards this direction from when I was younger. Like, I didn't see myself doing anything else. Definitely something in this field, definitely in something like the health and fitness field, helping people out. I was considering physiotherapy when I first went into school, and then yeah, I just wanted to get into the field ASAP and I just wanted to work with people. So I've been a personal trainer since.
What do you think is the most common misconception people have about fitness or gym culture?
Common misconception about fitness and gym culture. Gym culture in specifically, I feel like a lot of people think that they're being judged. They're always being looked at, scared. I know I have a lot of clients that start with personal training just because they get intimidated by going to the gym on their own. But huge misconception. Most people that are at the gym are just there to work on themselves. The people that are assholes are just the people that have a chip on their shoulder and something to prove, honestly. Because like when I see a beginner walk into the gym, I'm just like, yeah, go after it, And I think this has to do a lot with social media. Is that I guess social media makes it seem like everybody in the gym is perfect, everybody in the gym is fit, everybody in the gym has a six-pack, but honestly, that's not the case. Yeah, I guess that's the huge misconception. I can't really elaborate on that. I honestly haven't been to a public gym in so long. I've just been secluded in this gym. So I can't really say too much about how the gym culture is now, but speaking on what I knew from the past, that's what I know.
So what's something that most people don't know about owning a gym that you wish they did?
I mean, I wish I knew that I would have to be wearing more than 3 hats, you know what I mean? I knew I would have to be a janitor, I knew I would have to be a personal trainer, and then I knew I would have to be somewhat of like a bookkeeper, but like the other little things here, man, I am not a tradesperson at all. I don't work with hammers and wrenches. I don't even know like the different like attachments that you could put on a screwdriver, but I had to figure that shit on my own, and that was a huge misconception. Another misconception is that I'm always working out, but that is definitely not the case. Even when I do work out, especially when I'm working out at my own gym here, I get distracted really easily. I get emails and like the computer is right there. I'll quickly look at an email, or I get a phone call, quickly hop on the call, or we'll have a random walk-in. I'll deal with that. Just little things, man. It's not always fun. It's definitely not always fun. Like owning a gym might seem cool and fun. It is cool and fun, actually. You know, you have your own rules to play with. But man, I remember that time when the toilet was clogged and like there was shit water. Can I say that? Shit water coming from the floor drain, and it was just pumping out. Like it was coming out, and it was just, oh dang. I'm not a plumber. I couldn't figure it out. We were just me and bro over here. We probably poured in like five of those huge bottles of Drano, and obviously that didn't do anything. So then eventually we had to call in a professional, which costed us almost our life. That was a huge expense, actually. That's another big thing that people don't know. There's always like random big expenses that come up, and you're just like, oh fuck, and then you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? I don't think motivation is even in my head. I can't even tell you the last time I was motivated to work out or go to the gym or anything. It's a lot of it is just driven through purpose, I guess. Like I stay motivated through having purpose in what I do, but I'm not even motivated. It's just like a non-negotiable, or it's just non-negotiable things that I need to do. It's like when you wake up, you have breakfast or you brush your teeth. You know what I mean? If I don't keep myself sharp and in shape, then who am I to tell somebody else to get sharp and in shape, right? And I feel better overall too, right? If I'm not working out for like 1-2 weeks, I just feel like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? I remember looking back when we first opened after my first show. I didn't work out for a year, and like, dude, my self-esteem was at its all-time low. My energy was at its all-time low. My confidence in getting things done was at its all-time low. So it's not so much motivation. I'd say it's more so like a non-negotiable that you kind of have to tackle. You know, that's how I see it. I think I think as a new trainer going into the fitness industry, a lot of people may think that just because you're jacked and just because you're huge and like you look good and like you're very knowledgeable, clients will just flock over and pass you money. That's not the case at all. Most personal trainers that start, probably a lot of them quit in the first 6 months. I worked in a big box gym, and I've seen like turnovers within like 2-3 weeks. It's very tough on your self-esteem when you think you have a crazy body and you think it's enough for you to sell yourself, and then you come to realization that that's not the case. Communication is key. Knowing how to talk to people is key. Caring is key. All the things that you don't see on Instagram is so much more important than like to being a personal trainer or going into the industry than what people may think. You know, because all we see on Instagram and stuff like that is like, buy my 12-week program because I'm jacked, this, that, yada, yada. But if you don't know how to talk to people, you don't know how to treat people, you don't know how to like help people, human psychology in general, then you're cooked. A lot of personal trainers struggle with their business, and with that causes, you know, issues with their mental health. I've seen a lot of that. Yeah, that's pretty much the most I've seen in terms of dark. I learned this off the bat when I first started personal training. Because when I first started personal training, I was actually volunteering at my old high school as a wrestling coach. And as a wrestling coach, you got to be aggressive with your clients, or not clients, your athletes. You know, you can't be soft with them. You got to tell it how it is. So I kind of took that approach and brought it to the gym. And when I was dealing with, you know, just your regular everyday person, that didn't go so well. I've had a few complaints where it was just like Arnie was just way too much. Like, yeah, it's a lot different than what you might think how you would approach when it comes to training a client. Because I'm sure I'm not the only person that thought this, but going into the industry, we just wanted to beat the crap out of our clients. You know what I mean? It looks so cool. It's like so marketable. You know what I mean? But yeah, when I first started in the industry, I had a few complaints about that, and I had to really change my approach. I had to be a lot more patient, and just I had to learn how to read the room, build rapport, and yeah. Back when I worked in Fitness World, I had a lady. She was about 72, 73 years old. She didn't really exercise at all. She just wanted to get moving. She was approached by other trainers at that gym, and I guess at that time she was looking for a trainer. So I was told to approach her myself, which was I was scared of. You know what I mean? But sweet lady, never worked out in her life. When I first started with her, she just seemed super miserable. You know what I mean? I guess she was going through some things in her personal life. She didn't really disclose it, so I didn't really ask. I just kind of crack jokes, show her exercises, super basic stuff, nothing crazy, you know. And then I think by like the 7th or 8th session, like she was telling me that she was going through some rough times with her family or something like that, and that working out and exercising and just moving around just made her feel better. And when she said that, it actually clicked in my head that she started smiling a lot more. She was a lot happier. And yeah, it wasn't even anything physical. It was just from her. It was me witnessing her go from being semi-miserable to being happy and enjoying exercise and just enjoying being at the gym. You know, because I never thought that I would ever train a lady of that age and make such an impact on her life like that. Because like, who am I, 23, 24 years old, new in the industry, to take like an individual like that that's gone through life, and you know, she was just miserable at the time, and I didn't think it wasn't my direct intention for me to like, you know, make her happier, and just, you know, I was just there to do my job, and I guess the outcome was her just being happier and just being more like less mopey and more like, hey, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Yeah, that one definitely stuck out to me, because when I left Fitness World, I couldn't train her anymore just because of the agreement that we had with the company. So that was a tough one, because when I broke the news to her, you could tell, I mean, both of us, it was tough. Like, it was almost kind of like a breakup, but not really, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's one that really stuck out to me. Blunt. You just got to be straight up blunt with them, man. Like, I've tried that whole, oh, you could possibly do it, this, that approach, but it doesn't work out. When somebody is driven by superficialness, that superficialness doesn't last, because it's not deep enough. If your goals aren't deep enough, then when it gets hard, you're just gonna want to quit. And I see it all the fucking time. Like, this is something that I I definitely stress out about this, actually. What am I saying? I stress out about this. I stress on this. Like, if you have a superficial goal, I mean, it's great. If you want to look good, great. You want to look good for the beach, cool. But it has to be deeper than that, because once like that whole beach season is done, then what? You know what I mean? So I just deal with it blunt. I'm just straight up. You know what I mean? Yeah, with a consultation, I don't fuck around. I take that really seriously. And if I feel like a client is just gonna go after the superficialness, and I can see that they're not actually in it for like themselves and more for validation, I'm just gonna be like, sorry, I'm not for you. So that's it. I personally can't handle that shit. That you gotta go for this all or nothing approach. I think that's pretty ridiculous. Because when you go for this all or nothing approach, that's cool. But you want to look at an approach that you could do and go for the rest of your life, and you could make it more so a lifestyle than just like a short-term thing. We gotta stop looking at it like we gotta be perfect. We gotta look at it like we can't approach it like an all or nothing thing. The things that you see on social media is all bullshit anyways. People take pictures at their highest points of their life. You just do it for yourself and do what makes you feel good. And if you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life, then go for it. But if you see yourself doing this just for a seasonal thing and just going on and off it, then it's probably like not for you. And yeah, we're not all perfect. Personal trainers, like myself, you know, I like to eat shitty food. Shitty food as in McDonald's. And actually, no, not McDonald's. Maybe like instant noodles. Scratch the McDonald's. I barely eat McDonald's. More like instant noodles. I like pastries and stuff like that. I like good water though. I drink good water. I drink pretty good water. I'm picky with like certain cuts of meat, I guess. But in terms of like, oh, I eat salads every meal, or I wake up at 4 a.m. and have an ice bath, or all these like superficial things that you see on Instagram and whatnot, TikTok and whatnot. That couldn't be further from the truth. You know, personal trainers love to have fun. When I worked in fitness world, dude, like, bro, everybody had a good time. Let's keep it that way. Everybody loved having a good time. You know, so common misconception. So live your life. Live your life.
Have you ever felt like the industry is more about selling an image than generally helping people?
100%. That's for sure, man. Most people that go into personal training go for it for that reason, man. Like, you see it all the time. A person works out for 2 years, they have a remarkable transformation because of their newbie gains. Next thing you know, they're offering online fitness coaching, personal training, and stuff like that with zero people skills, with zero communication skills, real life skills. You know what I mean? It's, yeah, totally, man. There's like a fraction of people that go into it with the full intention of helping people, with the full intention of wanting to make an impact in people's lives. They might say that in front of the camera, but really it's just because they got a six-pack. I mean, I could even speak for myself. When I first started as a personal trainer, it was a lot like, oh yeah, train with me because I'm strong and jacked, you know? But people find out. You know, people find out. If you're in the industry long enough and you stick around long enough, people will figure you out. You and your real intentions, right? So, yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't agree with that statement anymore.
All right. What's the most rewarding part of being a personal trainer in the gym?
Most rewarding part, hands down, seeing transformation, like seeing a person change from one person to the next. You know what I mean? Like not just physically but mentally. Honestly, I like seeing the change in someone's mindset over the person's image way more. It's way more rewarding to me because you know that that's gonna stick in their head and it's gonna become a more long-term thing. Whereas like when I see changes happen quick, you know that person's gonna bounce back quick back into their old ways. You know what I mean? But when I witness changes that come from here, I already know long-term it's gonna stick. You know. Baby steps, you know. If I notice somebody that has a hard time taking that one big leap, I break it down to small little leaps or small little steps, you know. Actually, a huge thing I learned over the years is to not overwhelm new clients with too much things, because if you just throw them way too much, then they get overwhelmed and just freeze. So, especially with people that do struggle to make changes, I start with the most tiniest change. Like, for instance, I had a client, and this had nothing to do with lifting weights or eating. They just had they had a really tough time just being outside and socializing. So one day during the session, I was like, hey, next time I see you, or next time you go out and eat, I want you to ask for the waiter's name, and then you report back to me and tell me what the waiter's name is. Like little steps like that, because like that itself will start that's like a small step to just a person's self-esteem, like in terms of talking and in terms of socializing. Like that's like the littlest thing. Asking somebody for their name or the waiter for their name, super easy, right? So from there, you could get them to take that next step and helping them start a conversation. That has nothing to do with fitness. That has not, I guess, kinda-ish. That has nothing to do with like personal training, but that was definitely his goal in the beginning, because his goal in the beginning was definitely to just improve his overall self-esteem. And we had to start somewhere, right? And that was a win. He got that win, and now he was motivated to catch more wins, you know? Because like, yeah, working out and trying to get big, that wouldn't be an instant win. That would take a long ass time. So might as well start him with a quick win and get his confidence up and move on to the next. Hardships, honestly, you just gotta face them. I've been through some hardships in this whole process of opening up this gym and starting a business. Hardships is just something you just gotta face and you just gotta go through, and you just get stronger over time with more of that you go through in your life. Trauma, oh man, I can't really speak on trauma because that's so tough. Because I personally don't have too much trauma. Kind of traumatized about how my bank account's looking after starting this gym up since, but same thing, I guess. It's something you just have to face, and you just get stronger over time with the more hits you take. Kind of like stress, you know, your tolerance to stress can only get, like, you can't avoid stress, you can't avoid issues. All you can do is figure out solutions, and you can only get stronger through going through more stress. Kind of like working out, right? Working out is stressful. You know, that's a stress on your body. You just keep hammering at it and you get stronger, and you just get stronger. Step it up. Just kidding. A little bit, but I appreciate the support. I love you guys all, you know. I have love for all of you. Honestly, the rapport I build, like the relationships I build with all my clients, you know, it's great. Thank you. I thank you guys all. Yeah, step it up a little bit, you know what I mean? Some of you guys, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know I got love for y'all. That's it, man. What else, man? What else? The ones that have been slacking, man, come back. Where you been? Where you been, you know? I know y'all are slacking. You know, if you guys aren't out here at Sunset HQ, I know you guys are dicking around somewhere else. Maybe at the bar.